Merry Christmas to you all out there. And, since it's Christmas, I thought I better make, a video in regards to this particular event at this particular time of year. And I do take Christmas quite seriously, by the way. Not necessarily for the religious purposes or the pagan purposes, because it's all based on paganism. And paganism is not a bad thing. It just is like saying, I guess, spiritual. It's just an alternative to religiosity. So, I just came back from the barber shop. Just got myself a trim. Look nice and crisp for the holidays. And enjoy myself and my family. It's the only time of year, I guess, when we have an excuse to, all congregate as one, where we may be in the hustle and bustle of this world, usually just busy all the time. So we have an excuse. We're almost forced, if you like, by the government to take a break and just chill out. And at this time, I really love to reflect on the year gone by, whichever year I'm in, and think about the year ahead. And it is a very reflective spiritual time for me, as well as a festive time. And I'm sure it's the same for you all out there too. So I would just like to share my thoughts on Christmas and whether or not one should be celebrating Christmas. I know people like to get all political about it, and particularly if they are seeking an alternative path to Christianity, they like to throw out the baby with the bathwater. I like to say, they dismiss everything. Whereas I like to be pragmatic about things, so I will always take anything that can benefit me on a personal level. I don't get into the dogma of things. So like I said, for me, it's a great time to reflect on the year gone and the year ahead, and spend time with people that you normally wouldn't get the chance to spend time with. And even those that you do see day in, day out, at least now you can relax with them and wind down for the rest of the year. So it's a beautiful time if you utilize it. I mean, it's a very, very powerful time energetically too. Of course, we all know about the winter solstice and how Christmas, as it is today, came about. If you don't know, it would be a good thing to research it, because it's a very interesting story. And it is basically a story really about religion and how religion sort of put itself into the fore of things, made itself relevant. And as a business, it has done very well in doing that. Of course, you may be aware that with the winter solstice celebrations, before Christianity was mainstream in Europe anyway, you had the winter solstice celebration, where it was basically the new year, where the sun stays still, solstice, sun still. So you had the winter solstice. So that was like the death of one season, the beginning of another, if you want to say. It's the shortest time of the year for those in the northern hemisphere. Of course, those in the southern hemisphere right now, they're experiencing very good weather. It's their summer while it's our winter. So there is a lot of, sky watching, astrology, a lot of folklore around this whole time of year. And Christianity as a religious entity felt that it be suitable to, mix the story of Jesus's birth with the winter solstice and celebrate the birth of Jesus at this time of year. Fair enough. If you know what you are celebrating, if you do your research and you are an alchemist in that sense, in terms of knowing what you're doing, then, as I said, this year is a very great time of year to do what you need to do, particularly in regards to, introspection. So I like to enjoy my time. And I like to dwell on the term Christmas itself. For those of you out there who like to break down words and who like to look at the etymology of things, I haven't even researched any etymology on the term Christmas, if I'm being honest with you, but I'm just going to use my intuition. And with the term Christmas, it's got Christ in it. And we all know as conscious beings that there are many Christs, Jesus being one of them. So if you are saying Merry Christmas, for example, to somebody, you are sending out a very, very high energy into the stratosphere and beyond. Just uttering the word Christ or Christ sends vibration, sends energies out there in the entire universe, and it resonates with those Christs wherever they are in the entirety of things. Even, may I note, to say universe is sort of blasphemous, it's limiting. One verse, universe. I mean, I like to use the term entirety, but for argument's sake, let's stick with universe. So you know how it is nowadays with political correctness, PC. You've got people who don't like to hear the term Christmas. They don't want you to tell them Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. Be them Jews or some Muslims or other people, even atheists, people who are non-Christian and hate everything to do with Christianity, they'll tell you not to say Christmas. So what do you say now? What do all the cards say? They say Happy Holidays. And that is so lame, if I'm honest with you. Because as I said, in regards to the metaphysics of things and your words, if you are saying Happy Holidays, it's broad, it's general. What holiday? You know. So I always make a point of saying Merry Christmas to whoever it is. I've been a bit more sensitive to people's, you know, I've been a bit more sensitive to people's sensitivity lately. So for the past few years, I won't tend to say Merry Christmas unless I'm certain they won't be offended. You know, you can just pick up that intuition. If they look obviously non-Christian or if you're not sure, I tend to just leave it to them to say it to me first before I say anything back. And today, I had a Muslim woman and a Muslim man say Merry Christmas to me, and that took me aback a bit. And I really felt touched by that because I know they are not Christian and they don't practice Christmas, but I guess they are wise enough to know that we can all share in the fun and joy of this time of year, regardless what your background is and what your stance is in terms of your spirituality. So I was really grateful for that experience. And it just, you know, reminded me of the fact that I need to make sure that when I am blessing somebody, when I am, you know, giving my due diligence to things and respecting people's times at this year, I do have to make sure I say Merry Christmas instead of saying Happy Holidays and being politically correct, because saying Merry Christmas is very specific as opposed to Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays energetically is lame. If you are consciously trying to, you know, align yourself with the vibrations and you're trying to resonate and connect with those Christs, wherever they may be in this entirety, your best bet is to say Merry Christmas. And with the good cheer of your heart, not because you're trying to make a point to anyone, not because you're being abrasive or you're being dogmatic yourself, but simply because it's a beautiful time of year and you wish them a happy Christmas. So you go out there, Christian or non-Christian, and just spout those words Merry Christmas to people. See what smile that puts on their face, because it does. Just saying hello. One thing I always do, just walking around, you know, be it to work, taking a walk, doing my chores, I always make a point of saying good morning, good afternoon to people, where people normally would look at me and think I'm not going to say anything to them because of stereotypes. I like to break down stereotypes. I like to make people think twice. So I always do those little things, those little gestures that make all the difference in the world to everyone. So you go out there, enjoy your Christmas, say Merry Christmas to everybody, because when you do that, you are sending you're sending a signal out there, and it resonates with all the good energies of this time of year. So if you want to utilize it, by all means, you do so to the best of your intentions. I'm out here now. I'm just going to chill. You can all continue connecting with me. Tell me whether I look better bold or whether I look better with a fade. I got a level 1 fade at the top, bold at the sides and back. Apparently I look better to my mother. My daughter says I look better bold. So the jury's out. We're going to have to see. I particularly like this though. Anyway, have a good one. Peace.